Fight on, family. Preston's Paradise here. Gonna be a longer video today. Gonna touch on a lot of things, a lot of players. USC also had a new hire yesterday, and Max Steinecker, GM, coming over from Wisconsin. I think he's gonna be the director of player personnel now for USC. Was formerly the youngest director of player personnel in the history of college football. Worked at Cincinnati, worked at Wisconsin. Did a good job, acquiring talent both from the high school ranks and the portal. And I like this hire because of a couple reasons, right? Main factor in the age, the energy, and the ability to communicate to some of these players. So gonna go into that. Gonna show you guys a video that I saw that really illustrates exactly how I'm feeling and why I think Max is gonna be so valuable for this staff, who already has a bunch of guys that can do exactly what he does. Really, at this point, when you talk about Chad Savage, and but just a crazy team that Chad Bowden is putting together in terms of front office, in terms of recruiting. And then I want to talk about, three of these former Trojans over here, Stefan Johnson, Carson Palmer, and Alfred Rowe, that are former Trojans that are currently the head of 3 high school football programs in the state of California. So talked about modern day in the last video. Want to talk about a few other high schools that we may be able to generate a few pipelines through, be it that we have some former Trojans at the helm. So let's get into some of this Max Steinecker information.
Talk to me about Max and Pat.
Yeah, so Max, he was kind of like my main recruiter, other than Coach Tressel and Mitchell. But yeah, he's awesome. He's got so much energy. He's super funny. He's easy to talk to. Honestly, he might be the best recruiter in the nation. Just because of his energy and just what he brings to the table, and he's really good at talking and all that. And then Pat, he's a really funny guy too. Them two together, it's just it's just kind of perfect. It's like a perfect chemical reaction almost. I mean, there's some schools that do have a guy that is like that, but I mean it's rare to find that, because a lot of schools that offered me there'd be the recruiting guy that just didn't have as much energy,
This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The fact that you hear the kid here talking about the energy that Max Steinecker brings to the table when he's talking about recruits, when he's talking to recruits, when he's talking to high school kids. This is the energy that I'm talking about, the ability to communicate to a younger mind, the ability to communicate wants and needs from a family, from a player. And it's second to none when you come to USC, man. And I have the map on the thumbnail because this is how I'm feeling, right? I'm feeling like USC will recruit this entire country at a high level. When you look at the regions, everybody that we have on this staff, Bowden, Steinecker, Dre Brown, Zaire Turner, they could take care of the Midwest. When you talk about the South with Henny, Trevon Reed, even a guy like Anthony Jones, your running back coach, connections in the South. Texas, obviously, with Lincoln, Dennis Simmons, multiple people on staff. The West Coast, Chad Savage, always, coaches, high school coaches out in California. The West Coast of the United States, talk about how valuable Chad Savage was to pick up from Colorado State. Dayton Lynn and Rob Ryan, have connections, have the NFL connections, and probably have connections across the entire country as well. When you talk about recruiting, the East and the South of the country with Brian Allen Williams, Anthony Jones as well. We got Sean Newell, the big Uso that could communicate out with the kids out in Hawaii all the way out there. Nothing but man, I am alleviated of any stress. I am alleviated of any worry when I talk about this staff and their ability to recruit the entire country, not even just the state of California at this point. We got guys that are familiar in every region, that got relationships with multiple high schools in every region. And man, I just can't wait to see this all unfold, man. I have no stress, no worries that we're not going to be a program that can recruit and be in the top 5, top 3 every year when it comes to recruiting. Now, obviously, got to win on the field. So I don't want to, harp on and go on too long about, a GM pickup or a staff pickup, because you got to win on the field. X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's, that all matters, that all counts. You got to win on the field and produce on Saturdays. But in terms of recruiting, in terms of relating to the recruits, to the kids, to the families. I think at USC right now, second to none. And Bowden, man, is doing an excellent job. Gotta love it. Now, secondly, here I'm going to talk about some of these former Trojans that have taken over some of these high school programs in California. Start with Carson Palmer, taking the Santa Margarita job in December, right? Obviously, we all know who Carson Palmer is. If you're a USC fan, you know, #1 overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner, you know, #3, retired in the peristyle. You know, excellent, right? We know about the Palmer family and, you know, the quarterback, you know, how they can teach quarterbacks and whatnot and build up quarterbacks. Gonna be interesting, right? To see, you know, how successful this program can become under the lead of Carson Palmer. And maybe they've got some players over there that will become Trojans in the future. Not gonna put words in any of these guys' mouths, right? I believe that regardless, I'm going to get into Carson Palmer at Santa Margarita today. Gonna get into Stefan Johnson, that's been at Dorsey, I believe, since 2021, and gonna get into Alfred Rowe, who has been at Jordan High School. Took the job there in January, last month, right? So these guys at the end of the day are going to build up these kids, get them on the path to success, the path to become men, and they're going to get them to the college that best suits them regardless. But obviously these are former Trojans. They know how it works. They've seen the success that USC has, and they know what USC has done for them. So maybe, you know, some of these kids get out and become Trojans in the future. So gonna get into, you know, some of the talent they have at these schools, right? You see Alfred Rowe here taking the job at Jordan High School out in Long Beach, and it's a little different of a ball game than Santa Margarita right now. He is currently kind of trying to rebuild that program. I think they went 3-7 last year, so didn't have much success. Not a wealth of talent there right now. You know, Alfred Rowe, now being at the helm, I believe this program will turn around. You know, he knows exactly what he's talking about. He knows what he needs to do to build a successful football program. You see him here. It's a great article here where he's just talking about, you know, we got to put the team first. We got to put each other first. And I can't wait to see Jordan football reach success once again. And now we're gonna get into, you know, what Stefan Johnson is doing at Dorsey, right? I tap in on Dorsey, and I see right now that, you know, Stefan Deuce Johnson Jr., currently a sophomore, high school, class of 2027, is killing it at Dorsey. I mean, first year on varsity, a little over 1,100 all-purpose yards, 16 touchdowns. So let's look at some of the talent that they have out of Santa Margarita and out of Dorsey High School, being coached by former USC Trojans. See on film here, Stefan Deuce Johnson Jr., wide receiver, DB, and he did some special teams this year as a sophomore as well, returning kicks. And just the type of athlete that Stefan Deuce Johnson Jr. is here. You're just gonna see it, man. Pretty electric and pretty shifty as a sophomore, playing on the varsity level here last year. See him here take the kick back. Does a nice job there. See him here in space a little bit as a wide receiver. Let's see what he's working with. Nice catch. Stop on a dime move. Whew. Hey, can't debate that. Hell of a move by Deuce Johnson right here. Pick up the kick return on the ground, or it might have been a punt. But yeah, whew. He's able to stay up there and keep it going. Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. Let me see this. One hand down in the dirt, keep it going. Wow. Yeah, man. So hey, we got some Trojan coaches here, and they got some guys, man. They got some dudes coming down the pipeline. They for sure got some dudes coming down the pipeline. Let's see him here at the catch. Nice touchdown here. Nice touchdown here. In the backfield. Okay. Yeah, man, he is shifty, you know, making guys miss in almost every clip here. This is looking like a punt. It's going in reverse, turns around. making guys miss, right? And this is game-breaking talent at Dorsey High School when you talk about Deuce Johnson Jr. right here. Stefan Johnson Jr. right here. See here on a punt. On a punt, he's gone. Is he out of there? He's out of there. He's out of there. Smaller kid right now is a sophomore. I think, 5'9", 160 pounds. For sure, definitely will put on weight, get a little bit bigger. But he's got the skill, man. He's definitely got the skill in his veins to be a big-time player at the college level. Keep in mind, only sophomore film that we're looking at right now. But, yeah, great hands. Great hands here. Let's see how he runs this route. I like the route running here, too. Right? Very intentional movement as a route runner. And it's constantly, not being brought down really by the first guy to get there as a tackler. Just a little screen here. Is he out of there? He is out of there. Yeah, man. So I like to see him here. We see some defensive film here. Okay, nice awareness there, able to stop that catch. This looks like a kick return. Let's see what he's going with. Is he off to the races? Got some contact. Okay, ended up going out of bounds. Here on a punt return. Guy's got him by the ankles. Doesn't go down. Make a guy miss. Off to the races. It's big time, man. It's big time. So that's a guy to keep an eye on, right? Stefan Deuce Johnson Jr. at Dorsey, being coached by his father and former Trojan Stefan Johnson. Now we're going to get into a couple players out of Santa Margarita. Wide receiver Trent Mosley does have an offer currently from USC, is being recruited by wide receivers coach Dennis Simmons. And yeah, man, interesting prospect here. Is a bit of a tweener right at the wide receiver and running back spot. Had 7 rushing touchdowns on the year, 8 receiving touchdowns. Santa Margarita usually does a good job. You have some dogs over there. Elijah Vacona was over there last year. And yeah, man, they got some guys. So let's see what Trent Mosley is doing on film here. You see him catching some passes going up against Mission Viejo here. Shifty, got some nice speed behind him. I like it. Catching the ball behind the line of scrimmage, got it. Big dogs out in front. Is he out to the races against Centennial? Out to the races. Nice touchdown here against Centennial. Another catch here. Okay. Shiftiness, staying up. Whew. Nice balance there. I don't know if he got in on time, but that was nice. And you hear Simon here with the touchdown at the running back spot, refusing to go down. So something to keep an eye on, right? Does have the offer, and Carson Palmer taking over that program, man. Let's see, if Trent Mosley, where he decides to end up, right? But definitely some good talent here at Santa Margarita. You see him catch the pass here. Is he off to the races? Got that game breaker in him, right? Refusing to go down. Nice move on the sideline, taking the direct snap here and handing it off to the running back. So a bit of a weapon for them. Does a little bit of everything. And versatility is never something that I look down on at the high school football level, man. If you're playing both ways, if you're playing multiple positions, multiple sports at the high school level, I think that only bodes well in terms of athleticism and versatility when you make it to the college football level. And yeah, kid can do everything, man. Just running great routes, making big plays. See him here in slow motion. This is the last clip we're going to look at. Just got the angle on the guy, smushes him in the face, heads down the sidelines and gets a touchdown, man. That's great to see. So, yeah, man, Trent Mosley, another hell of a prospect, man. And he's coming out of Santa Margarita, coached by Carson Palmer now. So, yeah, now I want to look at a big boy, and Manoah Faupusa. He's going to be a nose guard defensive tackle prospect. Going to be currently playing his first year at Santa Margarita this next football season under Carson Palmer. Manoah Faupusa right here. He does have a USC offer. 3-star recruit, top 60 defensive lineman in the country, really. Basically top 60 player in the state of California. Has interest in offers from a few top schools, University of Miami here. I don't really think these other schools really compete with the USC. But let's look at some of his film here. Was at St. Ignatius Prep out in San Fran this past season. So this is the film that we are looking at. We're not looking at Santa Margarita film. He will be there this upcoming football season though. But big boy, but hell of an athlete, man. And crazy quickness in short spaces, man. Just an active dog out there playing defensive line. And, a lot of people say you got to go down south to get these big athletic boys. And I love what I'm seeing, man. I think this guy might be a bit of a diamond in the rough at Santa Margarita this upcoming season at that size, that quickness, with this edge, constantly making plays in the backfield. You see him forcing the fumble here. I like the movement. I like the quickness, the aggressiveness, and he is making plays out here at the defensive line position. Just so disruptive, right? Making tackles at this defensive line spot. In his career, 51 total tackles, 7 tackles for loss in 2 years of high school football. And wow, smashing the kid. That's a big hit right there from the big boy. That's a big hit from the big boy, cleaning stuff up right there. I like to see that. I think he is somebody that's gonna make strides up some of these rankings once next season comes around. But I just like the aggressiveness, the speed and the quickness at that size, being around 320 pounds, and the nastiness, right? The love of the game, just active with it, right? Batting down passes, talking that stuff out there on the football field. You see it, having a good time, and just being disruptive, man. At that size, I hope to see a lot of this same stuff next year at Santa Margarita. And I think let's come on down to USC. My boy has an offer. Actually was offered from USC, I think in May of 2023. So this is he knows what to expect. I mean, and this is he was dealing with the old staff, some guys on the old staff, completely new staff now. So this is a guy that I'm sure they got their eyes on headed forward, man. Just the intensity and how hard this guy plays the game every snap. I love to see the motor for a guy at that size, right? You usually don't see a guy at that size play with this relentless motor out here on the football field, especially at the high school level. And just constantly looking for contact and making plays against all these high schools, man. I love to see it. Wide receiver out of modern day, Kaden Dixon-Wyatt received his USC offer a couple days ago. Right after the junior day, he was up there for junior day last weekend. So I love this size, right? 6'2", 180 at the wide receiver position is like damn near about perfect size, right? When you talk about just an every down, a wide receiver that can do it all. So I'm gonna look at some of his film right here. Oh my God. Nah, that catch is actually crazy. I didn't know he had it like that. Yeah, this is definitely one of the top receivers in the class of 2026 right here. Out of modern day. Shifty with it. Nice smooth route running. Woo! I like that catch going backwards too. Like that catch a lot. Yeah, man, like I talked about before, we've got some great wide receivers, but they are going to be gone before we know it. So we got to start looking at some of these prospects, particularly in the state of California, man. Hell of a catch right there as well. I didn't see the body control. Great body control at 6'2", 180 pounds. And great hands, obviously, making these catches and movement. Gosh, damn, with the defender draped all over him, too. Got some great hands at the wide receiver position. Kaden Dixon-Wyatt here. Nice smooth route running. Good speed and awareness here too. Whew. Multiple defenders around him. Catches the pass, comes down with it. See him here inside a bit. If not to the outside. Catch. See if we can make somebody miss, or he gets to the sideline, and yeah, that's that speed that you like to see at the wide receiver position, especially at that size as well. Being able to, outrun the defender to the boundary. Another nice contested catch in the end zone, man. So yeah, didn't have much information on Kaden Dixon-Wyatt, but hey, Chad Savage, this is your time. Chad Savage, modern day wide receiver, one of the top 10 wide receivers in the class. Let's get her done. You know what I'm saying? Let's get her done. But yeah, so his offer went out a couple days ago. Wanted to make note of that, and we'll see how the progress comes on that as things move on. You know, because he still is uncommitted. And was at the junior day, so it received the offer and seemed to be excited about receiving the offer a couple days ago to USC. So it would be great to bring Kaden Dixon-Wyatt into the fold. We talk about this 2026 class. Yesterday as well, we had a commitment from Jadyn Ramos, a defensive end prospect out of the state of Texas. And yeah, this is a guy that certainly wasn't on my radar. I hadn't really heard his name, but getting to Jadyn Ramos, he's got some talent, right? Had a great senior year. I believe he totaled 18 sacks last year, and gonna check out some of this film here. And I think this is interesting when we talk about Jadyn Ramos, right? 6'5", losing around 220 pounds. A guy that I think can play with his hand in the dirt and with his hand and standing up. So I see Jadyn Ramos as possibly a linebacker prospect, right? Possibly this is one of these guys you can replace. You know, weren't able to hit on some of these linebackers, you know, in this 2025 class. And he's a guy that I believe could do both, right? I personally see him as a linebacker. I see him playing linebacker at USC in the future. You see him standing up a little bit more on film and able to make tackles in space. Obviously has the athleticism and the length, right? At 6'5", I think that makes it even more excellent if he's able to step in and play an outside linebacker spot for USC as time comes on. But as time goes on, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, there's a guy that can get to the passer, do a little bit of it all. Has a good motor, seems to love the game, works great with his hands, going up against these offensive linemen here, and I like it. I like it. Let's keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling. Happy to see Jadyn Ramos in the Cardinal gold, right? In the Cardinal gold, causing turnovers, picking up the pass here. Great athleticism, man, to get down there, grab that pass, grab that ball, and take it out of the way. Yeah, just you know what I'm saying, swerving around these offensive linemen. I like that. Hand in the ground here, two heads in the ground. Got some great strength here too, going up against these offensive linemen. Working against the tackle here, making a play on the ball. I like it. So yeah, things seem to be on the up and up for the program. Lots of things going and churning in our direction. And like I said, man, I truly believe this staff is going to recruit the entire country at an elite level. There's just no way they don't. Obviously, you know, cash flow comes into effect, and winning games on Saturday is what's going to seal the deal and put the icing on the cake for this program to reach the prominence that it deserves to be at, and that we've seen in the past. So that's the video for today. If you guys enjoyed it, like and subscribe to the video. I appreciate you guys so much. Road to 1,000 subs continues. Fight on. Have a good day.